All right, a pleasant good evening. Today is what day is today? Is today Monday or Tuesday? Today is what day? Today is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, Your Excellency.
I felt like yesterday was just Saturday that I just talked to the class of Steele youth. I'm sorry. Pleasant good evening to everyone. Today is Wednesday, the 26th of January, 2022. And we're going to continue in the class of Steele. And we really want to get some closure to being a team player and knowing what's keeping us back. The subject for this evening is we continue to focus on what's keeping us back, looking at the things that are keeping us back and how could we move forward. I want to bring apologies for our COO, who is currently attending a funeral this evening, and she has tendered her apologies for being absent. And I would ask for Adiola, if you're able to, Adiola, just take notes and make some observations this evening on attendance and also any points that you would pick up from this evening's class. I want to welcome His Royal Majesty, Edwin Madu. Your Majesty, you are very welcome to the class this evening. I equally want to welcome and acknowledge the presence of His Excellency Olusegun Olukoya, who is our youth coordinator. I want to acknowledge Her Excellency Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu out of Ghana. Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu is responsible for the West African region and also for those in Botswana. Identify also Chuka Emeka, responsible for our web development and social media marketing in the class of Steele. All dignitaries, all guests, all ambassadors, you are very welcome into the class of Steele this evening. And again, a second evening for Stephen Abu. Reverend Stephen Abu, you're very welcome. It's lovely to see you this evening in the class. Reverend Daniel Saputo, equally, it's good to see all of us here this evening in the class of Steele. Let's jump straight into this evening's class, and we're just going to get a quick recap. And what we looked at the last class was, instead of not being a team player, we just quickly looked at things that you could do. Educate yourself on being a team player and choosing a team. Seek to understand what teamwork is, why it's important to your success, the success of the business or project, how best to carry out your role on the team, and how to manage your team. We also did a quick run through. As a team player, you understand your role within the team and work to achieve your tasks to the best of your ability. We did your welcome collaboration. You welcome working with others and collaborating. You hold yourself accountable. You're flexible. You have a positive attitude. You commit to the team. You work with your team towards the achievement of a common goal. So those are things that you could add to your character if you find that being kept back is as a result of not being a team player. So let's move on. And I'm going to go quickly. I have been commanded by the First Lady to bring this session of teaching to a close. So I'm going to go quickly this evening and try to maximize on the time. So bear with me, because I will be making these notes available to you. So you don't have to worry. We'll be making these notes available to you as well. So what's holding you back? What are some of the other things that hold us back? Negative views of success. You view success as Okay, thank you, dear. You view success as a once in a lifetime achievement. Success is not a once in a lifetime achievement. Success is a continued progression, a continued working out, building. It's a continuum of what you do and who you are as an individual. It's not a one-time thing. You lack patience, drive, and confidence. These are things that hold us all back, lacking drive and confidence. You have a negative view of successful people. How many individuals, when they see individuals who are successful or more successful than they are themselves, they have a negative view and opinion of them, and they talk negatively or, pull them down. There's not a positive opinion or view of successful people. A lot of times individuals sometimes look at successful people and they declare, I don't want to be like that, because when people are rich or when people are prosperous, they are this way and that way, and there's a negative view. And that is one of the things that keeps individuals back themselves. You don't believe you can or will succeed. If you don't believe that you're going to be successful, that's 80% of the defeat right there. If you don't believe it yourself, you yourself have to believe that you're going to be successful. You have not envisioned what success would be looking like for you. You don't know what it would look like. One of the hardest things to discover in our own personal lives is being successful when we do not have a vision of what that success is going to be like. What is going to be successful for you? Are you successful right now? Are you feeling successful? Do you look successful? Are you radiating success? It has to be a part of who you are as an individual. Instead of having a negative view of success, one of the things that you could do is determine what success would look like for you and for your business. Determine that. Working at a business and a project and doing things does not determine whether or not you're successful. Success is a gauge that you have on your projects or on what you're doing. It's a gauge, and you look at it to test where you're at. So you have to be mindful of what is your gauge for your success. Where are you at based on what you set as your target for success? Practice having a positive mental attitude by starting your day with positive affirmations. Turn negative self-talk into positive self-talk. Focus on the good things. Celebrate all wins. Every win that you get, celebrate. Turn losses into lessons. Find reason to laugh and be happy, and find and keep positive friends, mentors, and team members. Instead of having a negative view of success, develop these things. Positive mental attitude. Today was a really busy day for me. As a matter of fact, I will share this with you because it's also important for all of us that are going to be entrepreneurs or managing our own businesses, etc., or projects. This morning, I was up and I was in conversation with His Majesty at, I think it was 3:30 a.m. His Majesty and myself, we were in meetings this morning at 3:30 a.m. when others are asleep. His Majesty and myself, we're up in meetings. And then after that, we had a meeting scheduled for, I think it was 11 a.m. And I went to bed this morning after other meetings at about 8:30 that I went to bed this morning. And I have not stopped as yet for the day. And what does success look like for me? Success looks like you have accomplished what you're doing, you're on time, you're on target, and you're getting there. So it's not it's not a closure. It's a constant progress. Today I had about 8 or 10 high level meetings that were very interesting, but it just goes to show how busy our schedules can become. Having a positive attitude increases your energy. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm so sleepy. I want to go to sleep. Your Majesty. Your Majesty, I want to go to my bed and sleep. But duty calls. And in the midst of what you're doing, always have a positive mental attitude. Be very positive and focused. And it increases your energy, self-confidence, and hope. This will cause you to set higher goals and expend more effort in order to reach your goal. If you are going to be successful, it's going to cost you. And you must work assiduously at accomplishing the tasks that are set before you. Do what you love and love what you do. One of the beauties of what I do as a mentor is this is like a hobby for me. This is a pleasure. Many times I get individuals asking, how do you manage? How could you have so many meetings and you're so going all the time without failure? How do you do that? I do it because I love it. I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So as you continue to grow and you continue to build what you're building, always make sure you love what you are doing. Another thing is, let me go back to see. Sorry, just want to go back. Okay. So instead, positive people see multiple solutions to problems and make better decisions. So instead of having a negative view of success, look for multiple solutions and make better decisions. Learn to make better decisions. One of my mentors said to me, problems are a part of the process that he loves. How could somebody love problems? Well, let me give you a quick rundown on loving problems. First thing, the reason why your vocation is available is because you are solving a problem. Wave at me if you get what I just said. I want us to just let me know you got what I said. I can see you, even though you can't see me. I can see you. So when you are a minister or pastor, you're a minister or pastor because there's a problem with the societal ills and you want to solve that problem with your teaching, with your guidance, with your mentoring, with your support. When you are a government official or a politician or a public servant, your job is to solve problems. When you are a mentor, I can't, if I said to anyone that when somebody calls me with a problem, I get angry and frustrated, then what sort of mentor am I? Problems are why I am useful. Problems are why I have value. Are you with me? My value is based on somebody's problem. And when they bring them to me, then I have to solve them. An architect doesn't have any use or value if a person doesn't have the problem of not able to draw plans themselves. It's a problem for them. It's a challenge for them. So the way we look at what we call problems can be helpful if we identify that we are the solution. I say to everyone in the class of Steele, as soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. Why? Because I have the solution. Because I can solve the problem. Because I know a possible answer. Because I know how to get you there. Are you with me? So I'm a solutionist. And that's what you are, a solutionist. Problems should make you smile. Problems should make you get your creative juices all flowing and buzzing. Celebrate the success of others. I love to see others succeed. My goodness. I love to hear about your wins and your victories, and I smile quietly. Oh, wow. I'm glad that Olukoya is increasing in productivity and he's too busy for me. I'm smiling behind the scenes. Why? Because that's what I'm solving. The problem of not having anything to do, not making ends meet, not getting things in place, and all of a sudden it's working. So I'm celebrating your victories. All of you were going through some difficulty, some challenge, but now things are changing. I celebrate with you. And a lot of us need to be able to celebrate others even when we're going through the struggles, because they had to struggle before they reach a victory. So celebrate them, because when our turn comes, I hope there's somebody to celebrate you. I hope there's somebody to celebrate me when my turn comes. People inspire people more than anything else does. It is important to note that success can also be viewed as a journey and not a destination. I say that all the time. Success is a journey, not a destination. Don't ever think you will reach. If you think you will reach, when you look around, somebody will tell you something that will make you look like you are a total failure or a waste. Always remember that success is personal to you. If your business has a 50 or 100-year vision, you will experience numerous successes throughout its lifetime. So it would be unwise to treat your business as though it can only experience success once. How many of you get what I'm saying? The class of Steele is going to go through many changes, many different dynamics as we grow. We're going to have moments, we're going to have good times, we're going to have bad times. And it's a reality that we have to face together. What do we do when the bad times come? We huddle together. What do we do when the good times come? We celebrate together. And we grow together. Once you have everything you need in place, trust the process. Once you have everything that you need in place, trust the process. What's holding you back? Friends and family. This is an interesting one. Friends and family hold you back? Yes. Sometimes friends and family can hold us back. Oftentimes, you do not recognize that friends and family are factors contributing to your successful or unsuccessful projects. When this note was first written, we looked at friends and family as responsible for unsuccessful projects. But how many of you know that they're also responsible for successful projects as well? But we have to make sure that they don't hold us back, and that they are assets and not liabilities. What could hold us back in friends and family? Because we value their opinion above our own, and even above your mentors, advisors, or team. How many of you would go into a board meeting and when you come out after a decision with your board, and then you talk to somebody in your house, family or close friend? Oh, this is what we're going to do. We all unanimously agree that this is a good idea. Then for you to hear, are you joking? Are you crazy? Is this what you're going to do? Is this why you leave this house and went to someone else's to speak to them about? Are you joking? What madness is this? How could you do this? And because you love them, because you respect them, because you want to honor them and not dishonor them, guess what happens? I'm sorry, yo. I didn't think. I didn't see what you were saying. You are right, How could they be right when they're not on the team? How could they be right when they were not in the meeting looking at the dynamics? How could they be right when they don't know the full vision? Come on, somebody. I want you to wave at me if you get what I'm saying. I'm breaking down some mindsets that a lot of us have. which is allowing those who are not a part of the process to influence us negatively, and we then become inactive and unproductive, and equally sometimes unreliable. Why? Because when we go home with a task to do, those individuals at home, they give us a negative opinion, and we receive their negative opinion, and we don't action what we were supposed to action. Guess what we say? I need to wait until I go to the next meeting next week. And when you're supposed to be showing up with the meeting with deliverables, you're showing up with the meeting with new problems and questions that have nothing to do with the team's decisions or opinions. So sometimes we allow friends and family to hinder us in the process because we value their opinions above others. You overlook their limiting beliefs, lack of understanding, negativity, a lack of true belief in you. This is very easy to do. It is very easy to recognize a family member. How many of you have ever heard, I'm only saying it for your good? I'm only saying it because I care about you. But then the truth of the matter really is they don't have any belief in you. They don't believe that you can do it. They don't have any understanding of what you're doing, and they're negative. And also, they lack a true belief in you. A true belief in you, they lack. You're dependent on family and friends, so you don't have control over your life. I will say this, and it's very important, both ways. A lot of us exercise so much control over those that are under us that those that are above us influence us so negatively that we are unable to accomplish a lot of things. Let me say what I'm trying to say this way. Sometimes as a leader, the way that you treat others under you and what you expect from them and their behavior. For example, if you reprimand someone and tell them, no, I don't think you should do that. No, that's not acceptable. Even though you were not in their meeting or in their circle of influence, you advise them. I don't think this is important or this is good. Stop it. When they do it, you are also doing something to your mind. You are also fostering and developing a mindset that when your mentors speak to you, they're going to expect the same thing from you. And therefore, you behave the same way. What do I mean by that? You give your mentors who have a negative opinion about what you're doing the same courtesy, and or your family. And now you have become dependent and you don't control your own destiny. Somebody else controls it. And it's not somebody that has your highest interest at heart. Instead of allowing friends and family to be the hindrances, be honest with yourself. Be honest. Auntie, I like you and I like what you're sharing, but I'm going to be honest, Auntie, I don't share your opinion. Please forgive me, Auntie. Don't be offended, but I don't share your opinion. And I think that I'm going to go with what my team is strategizing and work with the team. Uncle, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like what you're saying. And I've noticed that the time I brought all of projects and things to you, you never have anything good to say to me. So let me be honest, and and I think that I'm going to separate myself from sharing with you what I'm doing. Be honest with yourself. Accept that though your family and friends love you, this does not mean that they are with you in everything that you're doing. Recognize that everyone will not level up at the same time. Everybody's going to reach their goal, their confidence, their success at different times. All of us are going to reach there at a different time because we're different. We see things differently. We grasp things at a different pace. I might be speaking to the class of Steele, and some of you might be saying, I could leave the class of Steele right now because everything he's saying, I know where he's going. I know what he's going to come up with next. I know exactly what he's going to say because I know that. But then there are others that are having an eye-opener moment. There are others that are really grateful for this opportunity and saying, wow, this is good advice. This is good information. And they're growing. Everybody levels up at different levels. Distance yourself from anyone or anything that will bring you down. Get busy. Get so busy with what you are doing and focused on it that anything that will cause you to be brought down or to be distracted from what you're doing, you reject it. And you're able to focus successfully and accomplish what you need to accomplish without the emotional or psychological drama that is brought on by friends and family that you hold them in high esteem. Sometimes you have to be ruthless about this. If you don't cut some people out of your life, then you'll be stuck in the hamster wheel with them. Hamster wheel. Hamster wheel means running around in a circle and the wheel is just spinning, but you're going nowhere. How many of you ever seen a hamster playing? He's excited to jump on that wheel. Yay! And he's running. Yay! And you look at him and you think, what is this? And he's excited. But how many of you know that a lot of us do that in life? We jump on a hamster wheel and run on it. And when somebody says, that is not going to work, you're crazy, we get off the hamster wheel, go in a corner and sulk. And then afterwards, when we get another idea, we jump back on the hamster wheel again and we're running our mouth and going nowhere. Running our mouths and going nowhere. Talk and going nowhere, accomplishing nothing. Make sure that you are fully conscious of your reason or your reasons so that you are comfortable with moving on or moving forward. When you abandon or you step away from family or friends based on a decision that you're taking for your welfare or your well-being, make sure that you are fully conscious of the decision that you're taking. And the reason why you're doing it, you're comfortable with that reason, and you're not going to be intimidated at the outcome. You're not going to be intimidated by somebody looking at you. You know, one of the things that have held me in bondage for a long time, I'll share it with you. And you should take this note. The fear of I told you so. Write that down. The fear of I told you so, and you didn't take my advice or you didn't listen. How many of you know a lot of times people use that to control us? Watch it. You better watch it. You better watch it. And they do that in a controlling manner. As a matter of fact, they even curse us because they want you to fail. They either want you to do it their way or no way. And as a result of that, they put ultimatums. Wait and see. Watch, you're going to see what's going to happen. Well, what's going to happen is you're either going to be successful or you're going to learn. Come on, somebody, wave at me if you get what I just said. You're either going to be successful or you're going to learn. And at any given point in time in life, when you're doing something, the chances of it being successful are equal sometimes to the chance of it being not successful. And the process have to take more time. But when we get to a place sometimes where the project or the process is not in our favor immediately, then we cower up and we approach those family and friends, and guess what they say to us? I told you it wasn't going to work. I told you that you can't get this done. So those are things that we see. Reverend Daniel, you are live in the video. If you don't have a shirt, I think you should put a shirt, Reverend Daniel. If you're live on the screen, I can see you. What's holding you back? Vices. Engaging in unhealthy habits like binge watching TV, spending too much time with this person or that person, excessive eating, unlimited time spent scrolling the internet and scrolling media, etc., are hindrances to productivity and progress. They're serious hindrances. These are the things that somehow continue to draw you in. Are you finding yourself drawn in with unhealthy habits that are counterproductive to what you want to accomplish? Every waking moment of my life is spent on what I want to accomplish in one area or the other. And sometimes we have to stay focused and stay in our lane and in our zones so that we are successful. We always have to be mindful of staying in zone, staying on track. A lot of times individuals, they send me posts and different things like that about different things around the world that I have no interest in whatsoever. I don't even give them a comment or an acknowledgement, not because I'm mean and I'm not observing, lacking in observation, but because I don't want to be distracted. How many of you know there are thousands of things that can distract you on a daily basis? And if you're not careful, you will be distracted. Sometimes you get calls that are very distracting and they can be overwhelming as well. And you need to stay focused on the calls that you take. You become addicted to the dopamine rush these vices provide you. Long exposure usually leaves one feeling down and depleted. So basically the dopamine, it means like you're drugged, like you're doped. You're no longer able to get away from it. How many of you sit down on social media and you just scroll social media indefinitely? And then when you look at the time, you go, oh my God. And time has just gone. You've wasted so much time looking at so many interesting things, maybe, but not valuable or productive or fruitful for what you're trying to accomplish in your life. And then when you look back, you realize, oh my goodness, I just wasted 2 whole hours. Sometimes, like now, when I'm finished, I'm gonna need to come down after I finish because I haven't slept much today. So as soon as I'm finished, I'm gonna go straight across my bed and lay down and go to sleep. Not gonna take any calls. I'm not gonna entertain anybody. Oh yeah, I think I have 2 more meetings. Oh shoot. I have 2 more meetings to attend to. But after those 2 meetings, I'm gonna go to sleep. But your day must be productive, okay? Don't get trapped in a cycle of nothingness, a cycle of wasted time. I spend a lot of time on the internet because I study and I do research, and that's why I'm there. I have to be there. I spend time on my social media platforms because I'm a mentor and I have duties and responsibilities on my social media platforms that I need to address and attend to. That's why I'm there. But outside of those things, I don't find extracurricular time to be wasted. I don't watch TV. I'm not a TV person. As a matter of fact, I thank God for His Excellency Dr. Ewers, who sends me news clips. And then I say, that's what it's, Your Excellency, Dr. Yours, on a note like that, please remind me to check up the Russia Ukraine developments, because that's something that I was also looking at. But again, I got trapped in my busy schedule as well, and I didn't follow up on it. So I need to follow up on that as well. So you see, you need individuals that are going to keep you focused, because you can't be in every vice. You can't be in everything. You have to choose wisely those things that you lend your time to. Instead, remove anything in your environment that will hold you back. Remove it. Remove it. Remove it. Get rid of it. Throw it outside. Unplug it. Do something to it if it is a hindrance. Because if you don't, it will continue to trap you, and it will continue to sap you of wise times and moments that could be utilized otherwise. I have never been a person who liked soap operas. Let me kind of use this one. I want to talk about this one. I never liked soap operas. Never. If I watch anything, it must be a documentary, a true life something, or it must be comedy or fun. I watch it for laughter, comedy or fun. But when it comes to these emotional soap operas, I don't watch those things. They don't have any value whatsoever. That's personal. That's personal. I think they take away too much productive time. They play on your emotions. I have a sister that makes me laugh. She calls me crying. I said, what happened? And she told me one of her characters have died. She's crying. I said, what is wrong with you? I says, darling, go and Google the man and you'll see the man is alive and well. No. I'm talking about in the movie. I says, come on. Some people take these soap operas and these movies so serious. They have to get home. I need to be home in time because I have to see the conclusion of a soap opera, a script that has absolutely no value. Somebody that is cheating on somebody's husband or wife, somebody that is going to kill somebody because they're in infidelity. Come on, somebody. What value does this possibly have on your emotional well-being? You know, sometimes you even have professionals looking at you and saying, he behaving just like, and they call a TV character in a movie with a script. If you're like this and I'm talking to you, please, it is counterproductive where you're going. It is one of the things that is hindering you. So I hope that you take note and you don't lend your emotions and your mental faculties to discovering these things. Look for good habits that can be helpful. Try different things, activities to see what you enjoy most and practice them daily. Continuously limit the time you spend on bad habits with vices until you no longer need them. Develop new ways of doing things. Look for alternatives, other solutions. Do it for yourself. Get away from what you were doing before by putting something else in its place and focusing on it. Make it as easy as possible to steer clear of your vices. I have a number of persons back in the day that were smokers, and they asked me how to overcome smoking. It's easy. It's very easy to overcome smoking. Oh, you don't know what it's like. Oh, you don't know how difficult it is. I'm addicted to nicotine. I am this, I am that. So for some of my Christian friends that were smokers and they wanted to quit, I just said, imagine that the cigarette you're putting in your mouth is the door to hell. You are one step away from hell with that in your mouth. I just said that. Think about it as you're a Christian, you want to stop smoking. So every time you think about, I'm doing something that is displeasing my creator, if this is, in your opinion, displeasure to the creator, then you will stop it. I say to somebody, let me ask you a question. Who's the boss? You are the cigarette. It's, how do you mean who's the boss? I'm the boss. I says, no, you're not. The cigarette is the boss. How do you mean? I says, well, the cigarette is in the pack. The cigarette didn't call you. The cigarette is inside of the store in a box, right? Yeah. And you get up at midnight because you don't have any more cigarettes. Who's the boss? You are the cigarette. The cigarette is calling you at any hour of the night. So who's the boss? And then I say to them, and that stick, you put that stick in your mouth and it is controlling you. It is telling you, please, you need to have a cigarette now. I need your attention. Please come away from what you're doing. Please come outside. Let's talk. Come on. Who is the boss? So sometimes when individuals realize, wait a minute, this stick is controlling me. I'm not controlling this stick. This stick is controlling me. And they choose to stop it because they recognize, no, I'm not going to allow you to do this. I'm a pescatarian. I have not eaten any form of meat now for, this is going over 2 years that my wife and I have stopped eating meat. We used to eat meat. There's no problems, no issue. We just decided for health reasons we will stop. So we don't eat meat. We're pescatarians. We just eat fish and seafood, vegetables, etc. Somebody asked me, how did you do that? I said, I just stopped eating meat. What do you mean? I just stopped eating meat. I just say, I'm not going to eat meat now. I'm not going to eat meat today. I'm not going to eat meat now. I'm not going to eat meat today. That's it. And it's went on for 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, 2 years. Are you with me? So anything you want to do, what I'm trying to say is you can do it. Just decide you are going to do it and stick to it and don't change your mind. I've been to events that the only thing they had was meat, and I said, I will not eat. Just give me something to drink. Because once you make a commitment, you stick to it and you stay focused. Turn the TV off at the power plug. Blocking certain websites or stick to your shopping list so that you keep unhealthy foods out of your fridge cupboards and secret drawers. Have an accountability partner. My wife and I became pescatarians together, and it was lovely because my wife has the same passion like I do. If we say we're going to do it, we just get on with it and move on. And nothing changes us. We're fine. All right. So basically, it's time to take action. Thank you so very much for listening. The time is 7:55, and I have successfully completed that session on what's holding you back. I'm going to hand over this evening's question and answer session. The time is 7:55, and I'm going to hand over this evening's question and answer session to His Excellency Dr. Donald Ewers, our Chief of Protocol, and I will sit quietly and observe. But if you have any questions for me, I will answer those questions. Your Excellency, Dr. Donald Ewers, over to you, please.
A pleasant good evening, Dr. Michael Steele, and all the doctors and all the ambassadors in the house. To His Majesty, we greet you, and it is a pleasure to hear another session in the class of Steele. What's holding you back? I'm just going to ask Dr. Charles to unmute himself and tell me in your own simple way, sir, what's holding you back? Dr. Charles, unmute yourself, sir.
I'm with you, sir. I think you're hearing me all right?
Correct, sir, yes.
Okay. One of those things that held me back in the time past was actually not putting my priorities right.
Mm.
And then watching TV and then overbearing family, trying not to hurt somebody in my family, until I discovered that that made so many of them to take advantage of me. You know, there is a saying by the wise businessman that if your family, if you want it to grow, you shouldn't run business on sentiment. That if your friends and relatives promptly pay for the services rendered to them in your business will grow. I discovered that there are some people that will like to go shopping in the shop of their relatives because they believe that they will go collect whatever they want, and then they go and say, after all, that's our shop.
Mm-hmm.
That's the shop of my brother. That is shop of my son. That is shop of my friend. I don't expect him to take money from me. So all these things become a problem. And then I discovered when I was, the first thing I did was to shut down television in my house. During the time of my research for about 9 months, I never watched any football match. As interesting as, because I was so addicted to Champions League, I had to sacrifice Champions League for my doctorate. I said to myself, those guys that are in the field, they are playing and they are collecting the money. I have to ignore them and go and collect my degree. So that period, I would have watched the TV, gaze at them, and then clap for them. I use it to go take my computer, connect to the internet, and begin to research. So I may not talk much concerning habit, but in a nutshell, I think Dr. Michael Steele just gave the big nugget. And the added content to the book I'm working on. So thank you, sir. And thank you, Dr. Michael Steele.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your take on that. And I just like to add on a little bit of what you were saying about, for example, the football, the sacrifice that you had to give up for your, when you was doing your doctorate in theology. A lot of times we have to give up something to gain something. And I really like that little quotation that you had to give it. Thanks once more for that. I'm going to ask Excellency Daniel to unmute himself and give us your take on what's holding you back, sir.
Good evening, Dr. US, and good evening, Your Excellency, Bishop Michael Steele, and every excellency in the house. I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity. What is holding me back? It's a very wonderful topic, and everything that our mentor said about it is really very wonderful. Now, if I would bring it personally to myself, when he was talking about television,
Mhm.
my wife was at the corner here and said, "You see, darling, you watch a lot of television," and especially when it comes to Nigerian movies.
Mhm.
Yes, I have been really watching Nigerian movies, and I have been listening to news channels. I could remember when I got married newly. One of the things that made me not listen to radio the way I would want to listen was anytime I have my little radio transistor, I would be listening to either BBC or VOA. And it is at that particular time that I'm listening that my wife will bring up certain things to discuss. So it will seem as if I would get myself glued to the little transistor radio. And one day my wife was not happy at all. And she said, "It seems I love the radio more than I love her." And obviously since then, I have learned not. In fact, anytime I am listening and she is around, I would just drop the radio. So, and that made her happy, and that is making her happy today. Dr. Charles talked about football. I think that was one of the things that held me back also. And why did I stop really watching football? There was a time my favorite team came to Jos to play. That was a local league something. So, and I went to the stadium in fact, I left everything I was doing and went to the stadium to watch. And right there, when my favorite team scored a goal, I shouted a goal, and you wouldn't believe it. Those behind me started hitting at me, and I said, "Kai, what am I doing here? These people playing, just as Dr. Charles said, when they finish playing, they get their money, but see me here getting knocks from people." And I had to relocate and left. And there was a time also that Nigeria was playing with Cameroon. These two countries, I have citizenship. I so much loved the Green Eagles in those days. Now they are called Super Eagle. And Cameroon won them, and it was as if something, left me. It's as if something hit me. So since then, I have not been watching football. And I believe that the period of not watching football actually made me productive. So what is holding me back? Obviously, television, radio, and friends. But I just want to thank God for tonight's teaching. There are many things that I would try to remove myself from so that I would be able to at least move forward. And one of those things would be listening to friends, and of course, even listening to relatives who might come contrary to my goal, contrary to what I am pursuing. So no matter how they put it, I believe that when I set my standard and set everything, I know I don't have all the answers, but if there is anyone that would want me to follow his own opinion that is contrary to my own standard and opinion, I will think twice And I would just have to think about it. So I want to say thank you very much. In fact, every word, everything that our mentor said about what is holding me down has been wonderful. And I will go through that because I took copious notes. I will go through that and make sure that I apply these things to my everyday life so that I will not be held back. I want to say again, thank you, Dr. US, Your Excellency, Dr. US. Thank you again, our mentor, Your Excellency, Dr. Michael Steele, and the sage behind the scene.
Yes.
And that is Ginny. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And I want to equally thank everybody in the house. You are making this class wonderful. Thank you all. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you for your submission on that. It's wonderful the way you express, the way you go into details regarding what's holding you back. There's so many things can be holding you back. We could go on all night saying what's holding us back. Thank you once more, sir. Adiola, could you unmute yourself, please, and tell us what, on a female perspective, what's holding you back, on a woman's perspective?
Okay. Good evening, Your Excellency, Dr. Mike Steele. Good evening, Your Excellency, Dr. Ewe.
Good evening.
Good evening to all the Excellency in the house. I want to thank you for this privilege. Now you've narrowed my response, to being a woman. What could prevent me from doing things that could hold me back? Wow, so many things. Well, but relating it to what has been said today, let me first of all talk about the bad habits. When doctor was talking, when Bishop was talking, he says something about soap opera and all those stuff. Actually, I'm not a fan of it, but sometimes I find myself that I can easily get addicted, to some, sometimes. And sometimes, when I get addicted to it, it will be as if, oh, let me watch it to the end, let me watch it to the end, let me watch it to the end. And and somehow I will just come to my senses. I say, no, this thing is taking your time, precious time you're supposed to use, to attend to things, at home, to attend to the children, attend to work at home. So I would say, okay, I just have to stop. And I observe that, once I make up my mind to stop, I will forget it completely. It will be as if I've never had any interest, in it. And I discovered that, many women, love watching TV. In our house, we have TV, but sometimes, we don't even switch it on. We don't even turn it on. And, the TV will be there, but somehow, will not, just our mind will not go there. And, the way we've really helped our children, at home is not to get used to all these soap opera Nigerian movies and all those stuff. So you can't even find it in our house. And but I discovered that it's just because we've made up our mind, just like a bishop said, made up our mind that no, all these things are things that could hold one back, from fulfilling, from achieving good results. And we just have to put it aside in our daily life. Doctor says something, Bishop says something, and I really want to just say success is a journey, not a destination. So it means that, every day, wherever you find yourself, don't stop at that place, because, that you still need to progress. And I immediately, I got that thing, I wrote it down. Success is a journey and not a destination. And then, when the slide that Bishop shared on habits, immediately I saw it, I screenshot it, and I sent it to our family, because we have a family WhatsApp where all of us communicate. I sent it there. Why? Because there's something Bible talks about, little foxes spoiling the vine. Those things are so tiny that we don't give attention to them, and those are the things that make us to waste time, to not to be productive in things that we do, either as a woman, or as a man, or as a child, or as a boy or as a girl. When we allow those things, internet, it takes our time a lot. Sometimes some days I find myself checking. I sometimes I say, no, you are not supposed to do that. I'll just question myself. If you spend time doing this thing, you will not be able to do what you're supposed to do. And I need to work on it as well. Sometimes I find myself, sometimes maybe I'm less busy at work, and there will still be some things to do, but I just don't feel like doing them at that time. I'll find myself, maybe I'll just check my phone, on internet for hours. That's time waster, and I need to be conscious of that. And then I just want to say something on friends and family. When Bishop was talking, what I got there is not the family and friends are not important. They are very, very important in our lives. But we must put everyone in the appropriate place. Because if we don't do that, they will become obstacles to some of the things we need to do. So that's why we need to have understanding, in relationship, they will talk, they will say this, from what they're saying, we'll get some things. But just like Bishop said, we shouldn't let them control us, control what God, is telling us. Because the way God speaks to everybody is different. And the way God is dealing with everybody is different. So family and friends are very important, but everybody must be put in their appropriate places. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. God bless everyone in the house.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I did say give on a woman perspective, and you did give quite a good expression there. Thank you, Your Excellency. And one of the things that you highlight, and that's another topic on bad habits. All of us are guilty with bad habits, and that can be a hindrance and holding us back. I'm going to ask Your Excellency Olakola to unmute himself and tell us what's holding you back.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. His Excellency Dr. Michael Steele, and also Dr. Donald U.S., Bishop Comfort, and all the excellencies in the house. Your Excellency, Her Excellency Jenny Steele. Well, what's holding one back or holding me back, I think most of us have mentioned it this evening, and it's basically what has to do
Sorry, Olakola, we're not hearing you. You're cutting out, sir.
And many of us, some of them have been mentioned, like the issue of the TV I'm not really into African movie channels. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Just about. Yes, you keep cutting in and out, sir. Reception is very
Hello?
poor. Hello, we're hearing you now,
Can
sir.
you hear me?
We're hearing you, sir.
Hello?
Your Excellency, we are hearing you. Hello. We'll have to come back to you, sir. You cut out. Chukwuemeka, could you unmute yourself, sir, and tell us what's holding you back? We'll have to come back to Olokola later on.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good evening, Your Excellency Bishop Dr. Michael Steele, Excellency Jenny Steele, Dr. US, and all the excellencies in the house. What's holding me back? I think almost everything has been touched, but there is, on my own part, I remember when I was doing my HND, that time I was practically addicted to the internet, in that any little money I get, I buy data. I might not have food, but I must have data. So at the time, I discovered that it was holding me back. So I just had to, when my data exhausted that time, I just decided not to get extra one. So I stayed for some time and tried to control it. And I think since then, I've been able to hold that one because of that self-discipline. Because such a thing, practically, I will be always on the internet, on social media, doing nothing. Equally, at the time, I noticed that I was addicted to Facebook. Equally, most time I would just spend a lot of time there, watching short clips, news, and seeing a lot of profiles and pictures. I discovered equally that it was holding me, but it was holding me. I was spending a lot of time, a lot of data. So I had to just let it equally go. Let it go equally. Everything boils down to discipline. And just like His Excellency, the Bishop said, I told myself that I'm the master and should be in control and not being controlled by all those things. But above all, I know that I think 2 or 3 years back, I was being held by family. I was held back by family. If I want to do something, probably to move forward in life, I will consider my family. What will happen if I leave? How would my brother feel if I do this? If I leave the place where we're staying, if I leave the business, if I do this, if I do that, and actually lost a lot of time due to such things. But thank God, one event led to the other, and I was forced to break loose from it. And today I'm grateful. So I learned in a very harsh way that in as much as we love family and love our friends and relatives, that one must not allow them to control and determine our pace and direction in life. So those held me back. Well, thank God, I've been able to kind of overcome them, and I'm looking forward to a better tomorrow. So thank you for the opportunity, and thank you, Your Excellency, for the wonderful topic, what's holding you back. And Her Excellency, the brain box of the class of Steele. Thank you very much, and good night, everyone.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your submission, and thank you for expressing it in such a wonderful way. I'm just going to go back to ask Your Excellency Olokola if he could unmute himself and try again, because the reception is very poor. Are you there? Could you? Yes. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, sir. Yeah, if you can finish off.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, sir. Yes.
Okay. I think my take home from the class this evening is that we need to identify those things that are holding us back, and then to make decisions and make choices, at the end of the day, no matter how hard or how tough it is. And, just like he said that, there was a decision that was made about meat and all of that. I believe that even if we cannot think of anything now, we can still go back and sit down and spend some time to meditate and look through those things that we need to drop, because some of us may not see anything wrong in it, but it may be telling on our health, and we need to really make decision immediately. But if we refuse to, take time to look into those things, and then make decisions. So I'm just suggesting if we can have a kind of a review, maybe early next week, either Monday or Wednesday class, and for us to now look at maybe one or two things. We don't have to share the very personal ones, but at least some of the ones that we can share, so that it can be like an assignment for us to really take time to look at those things again, this series we've gone through, so that we can have a very bad lives. It's just a suggestion from me, and then we can review that maybe next week, and then we can talk about it. Thank you, Your Excellency. We very wonderful class tonight and this series.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you for your submission. Thank you for your submission. Dr. Michael Steele will answer those questions at the last. We'll give his summary. I'll just go through to ask others their take. I'm going to ask Her Excellency Dr. Comfort to unmute herself and tell us her take on what's holding you back. Dr. Comfort. Are you with us? Or are you having issues? Dr. Comfort. I'm going to probably come back to the Stephen. Can you just unmute yourself and tell us your take? I know you're a very expressive man. We saw you last week. You're always smiling. Tell us your take on what's holding you back.
Thank you, Dr. Your Excellency, Dr. Donald. I want to appreciate Your Excellency, His Excellency Michael Steele, and also His Excellency Dennis Steele, the woman behind this great feature. I want to appreciate a whole lot of things. The last class on Monday, we touched on things like time. We don't value our time. And I began to, within the yesterday and today, I was looking at procrastinations, procrastination. So you do your daily schedules, about daily schedules. So when you begin to have vices, love for vices, which is commonly, among us Africans, we like watching, we like doing things. We're influenced by families. We're influenced by negative views of success. Everywhere, if you see somebody rich, I know this one has got to do a ritual and all that, and I won't do that. You won't study, get to meet the person and say, how did you get to this process? What were you doing? What were the things you look at? Then you look at the process and see where you can go. And our mentor said something. He said, success is a journey and not a destination. And it's personal. So it's personal. It's personal within myself. Success is also a gauge. So that means there are daily activities we do that we are successful or not successful. It adds up to the day's successfulness for a day. So if in a day you look at yourself, have I met the goals and objectives that I put for this morning? Well, my positive attitude of doing something and I've not met it because I have watched the television or a family member has come to visit and I've taken the time, I'm supposed to do something else to discuss with the person, invariably eating into other schedules that needs to be done that have been planned and it's not met, then I know that I've already failed in some things and all that. So things, the commitment with African settings that are not only holistic, they are holistic. Extended family issues, nuclear family issues, and all that. These things are going to come as we go today because we say friends and families, we think we're just people around us. There are problems that are coming from afar. They say, no, from afar, they tell you somebody is sick and all that you need to attend to, or you need to, and then you begin to rally around to get the money to do it. You forget your things. You forget the things that you're supposed to work out. And at the end of the day, you just look at man, I have money. That means it's a carryover to the next time. So that's double the things you're going to do the next day. So I'm excited looking at these things. Conscious, you need to be conscious of what and where you are going and the decisions you have taken. You have to be conscious of them. And you must not be, don't be intimidated. Success is a gradual, it's progressive. It's a progressive thing. And as you have said, I know a lot of people have talked about the vices that we find ourselves and the things we do. It says success is continuous. It's not just a one thing. No, I am successful because I've gotten a certain million or billion in my account. I am successful. No, it's a continuous thing. So if it's continuous, that means our daily lives are successful because we are conscious of them, we plan them, and we have gauges for whether we've met them or not. So life itself is a journey, and it's meant to be either successful and there is no, and he made something very cardinal to me. He said there is nothing like failure. He said it's either you are successful or you are learning. You've learned something. So if I didn't meet up with a certain schedule, I didn't fail that thing, but I've learned a lesson from it. And that gives me a better perspective when I wake up the next day. I have a positive attitude to approach the day and have a constant progress towards success. That it will cost me. Yes, it's cost. It has a cost effect, It has to cost you something to be successful. You have to sorry, I'm very sorry. It has to cost us something. It costs you your time, your resources, all around to be successful. You have to maintain a habit, a culture. You have to live in a certain culture for you to be successful, because and it's quite cardinal. So a cultured man towards a certain goal, who is cultured towards a certain goal, have constant success as he goes on as he looks at those schedules. So I'm very, 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 very happy to have getting this. It's quite voluminous. As I look through them, I will still go through them, and I want to appreciate everybody. Thank you, Dr. Your Excellency Donna. It's a good time this evening. Bless you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your submission. That was fantastic. You really opened broaden our horizon in some of the things that you highlighted. It's really good that we can really go over back what our mentor has taught us. I'm just going to ask Dr. Comfort, Her Excellency Dr. Comfort, to unmute herself again and tell us her take on what's holding you back. Dr. Comfort. Mute. Unmute you. Yes. We're not hearing you. We're not hearing. Hello. Still not hearing. Bishop Comfort is still not hearing you.
All right, Your Excellency, let me, I'll give a call to Her Excellency Bishop Comfort. Just give me one moment and I'll give her a call. Darlene, could you bring my phone for me, please? I'm trying to call you, Bishop Comfort.
She's not hearing. It's not picking up.
Your Excellency, Bishop Comfort, that's you ringing.
She's not hearing, is she?
Don't worry, Your Excellency. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Michael Steele. Your Excellency, Dr. US, Your Excellency, Architect Olukaya, and all the excellencies in the house. Sorry for disturbing you with my inability to get through that, because it's also giving a feedback and delaying the speech. Notwithstanding, I think I can make a short presentation and then get off it. I believe there has been a technical problem with my laptop, but I believe I'll get to it before the end of the week. The topic that Your Excellency you brought on the board, to me, it looks like it depends upon oneself. If one have to make a success in life, you don't have to look at things that are, or allow things that will put you down. You realize that if you don't do anything the whole day, you end up at the end of the day doing nothing.
Mm.
And if you listen to friends and the so-called encouragement or telling you what to do, and at the end of the day, it ends nowhere. It is all your matter. So I will say that nothing should put you off for making a success. If you try one side and it doesn't work, you don't relent, you return to the other side and then try to work your way out. For example, I tested it one day. I took my phone, went on the WhatsApp, turned to the Facebook, and was looking at certain things. People will ask you that, check this side, check this out. At the end of the day, I realized that time was running. And time is not always on my side. Thank you, Your Excellency, for dropping this, or I will not even say dropping, but drumming it on our mind that we have to make success. And if we make success, we have to listen to all these areas that pulls us down, or that becomes impediments on our way. Thank you so much. I believe we are on the way to success. As we hack into what you have taught us, we'll make it. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you so very much, Your Excellency. Well received.
Thank you. Thank you. Before you have to switch off, Dr. Steele. It's echoing back. Before I hand over to you, Dr. Michael Steele, I'd just like to put my small take. One little quotation I would like to bring to the class is, be honest with yourself. In everything that we are doing, we have to be honest. And if we be honest to ourselves, what's holding us back? And I need not to go over what all the excellencies have said in the house. They said it all, the television, the friend. One of the things that we have to learn is to making quality time for whatever we believe that we want to do. For example, I'll be here whole day, and as soon as the class is still to come back, the phone is ringing, the door is ringing, friends are popping in, anything to distract me. So it's a fighting to keep those free sessions, 2 hours a week, the Monday, the Wednesday, the Friday, even Saturday, Sunday. As soon as the classes still come back, there's a distraction. Before it wasn't all day I'm here and the phone wouldn't ring. Friends wouldn't pop in. And so what's holding us back? You know, there's always a fight. And so we have to practice and then I said, sorry, we have to learn to say, sorry, I'm going on Zoom or have a session to do. And, you know, you have to come back later or I ring you later. So be honest with yourself. And Dr. Michael Steele, you have done a fantastic session tonight, and it is really broadened our horizon for us, the excellency in the house. Thank you very much, sir. And I respectfully hand back over to you.
Thank you so very much, Your Excellency Donald. The time is 8:37. You did fantastic. Come on, let's celebrate His Excellency. Come on, it's a team effort. It's a team effort. I will be very transparent and honest with all of you. I am extremely tired. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell my wife I'm not having any more meetings for the rest of the day because I'm extremely tired. And the reason why I really handed over to you, Your Excellency, is because I started to the tire started to take its toll. So thank you so very much for filling in. You did a fantastic job. I'm very confident. As a matter of fact, there was a part where I was going to actually say to you, please take over the class and I will sign off until tomorrow. But I'm glad I lasted out in hearing the comments. I want to leave something with us, if I may. I feel very, very, very accomplished and successful today. The reason why I feel successful and accomplished today is because I had about 7 or 8 or 9 meetings that started from early in the morning. They took away my sleep from me, but they were very successful meetings in the progress that I'm making in the class of Steele and also in business. They're very successful. I'm going to go right now and lay down and go to sleep. But let me ask you a question. Do you go to sleep feeling accomplished that you've done sufficient for today and today was a success? We will never accomplish everything immediately. Life doesn't give us any immediacies. It gives us opportunities to put stones or that are going to be building our foundation or putting on our roof or whatever. It gives us opportunities to do that. Are you satisfied with the terror that your body is feeling as a result of your input in your future today? Ask yourself that question. Or are you going to watch a movie and go to sleep with something from the TV in your ears that has absolutely no value to you? It doesn't add value to your character. It doesn't add value to where you're going. It doesn't solve tomorrow's problems that you're going to have to face. This is something that I have found out. And a lot of you will testify and say, oh, that's true. That's true. But as your mentor, I'm going to tell you something that I know. It's not a thought. It's not a dream. It's not a pie in the sky. It's not a hope. It's a fact, an undisputable fact. I'm going to tell you something. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples of it to help you as well. You're a young man and you're single. Everybody has a girlfriend and you're all by yourself. All of us, nobody's interested in you. All of a sudden, this beautiful young lady starts talking to you or calling you. Guess what happens? Immediately, everybody finds you attractive, handsome, nice, and you're confused. Which one, which one, which one? Or you're a lady, beautiful lady, love the Lord, business-wise, professional. Nobody's interested in you. You can't find anyone. And then all of a sudden, somebody calls you and you start to speak to somebody. And then all of a sudden, everybody else is calling you and behaving as if, where have you been all your life? You're a businessman. And nothing has been happening for you. Nothing. No business, no ideas. And all of a sudden, you get an idea. And you start to work that idea. All of a sudden, everybody starts calling you and wanting you. And why did you take this opportunity when I need you? You're sitting in your house doing nothing. You have an appointment at 12 o'clock that became a commitment. All of a sudden, every single time at 11:45, you get calls. You get somebody calling you and you're rushing to go for your 12 o'clock appointment. As a matter of fact, I'm your speaker. I'm your mentor. Can I tell you the truth? Y'all do not know how many times that at 10 minutes before class of Steele, the toilet calls me desperately. And I have to reject the toilet because I recognize life is just like that. The minute you get committed to something, please, I'm telling you, the universe will test your commitment without your asking permission. And a lot of people fail and don't realize the reason why they failed is because they do not understand the battle for your time. If you're wasting it, it's fine. The minute you become productive, or the minute you start to do something that can add value to yourself, all of a sudden, at that time that you're investing in yourself, you have problems. How many of you as ministers would look and say you're going to pray and fast, and as soon as that time for praying and fast come, 1 hour before, all of a sudden hunger pangs hit you. You feel that you're more hungry than you have ever been in your whole entire life. And you decide, no, I'm not going to fast today. I can't fast because if I fast, I die. And the Lord don't want fools in his kingdom. You decide you're going to pray. You decide you're going to save money. And the minute you decide, I'm going to save a part of my salary, I'm going to save some money, bills come up. Somebody calls for your money. Why did I share all of these things with you? Because it's normal. That's one of the reasons that separates wealthy and successful people from people that just talk about becoming successful. If you talk about becoming successful, the minute that the opportunity for success comes, the contrary winds will blow. When Paul decided he was going to take a journey and they started to go across, what happened? And a storm arose called Euroclydon. Why all of a sudden? It's natural. Even when Jesus was in the boat with the disciples, I'm talking Christianity for us, so you get it. Even when Jesus was in the boat with the disciples going across, he went to sleep. Oh, tired. Storm came. Lord, save us, we perish. Are you joking me? How do you mean you are going to perish? You are going to live and be successful. Keep on keeping on. Stay committed to what you're going to do. Stay true to your task. You'll be successful. But I promise you, you are going to have to fight hard to maintain your integrity, to maintain your commitment, because everything that can be thrown at you to pull you down and to prove you wrong will be thrown at you. I'm not cursing you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Wave at me if you get what I'm saying, please. I'm not cursing anyone. What I'm trying to say is it's real. But you will make it. Say it with me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. Why? Because I have the answer. I have the solution. This is my time. This is my season. And nobody is going to get in my way. Not even me, myself. I will sacrifice and I will do what it takes to be successful and to experience victories day after day. I'm His Excellency Dr. Michael Steele, and First Lady Jeannie, do you want to say something, my love?
Good evening to everyone. Blessings on you. I pray that you're having a wonderful week so far. I Yeah, not much to say, but to say hi, send you my love. I love you all. And right now, I'm here working on our conferences, the information for our conferences that will be coming out soon. You're going to be excited when you see all that we have in store for you and for the world. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm here working on it, and by the end of the week or by the weekend, you will see what we have done, myself and His Excellency Dr. Steele. So love you, love you, love you all. Have a good night and see you on Friday.
Thank you. Well done.
Good night, Your Excellency.
I'm gonna go and get some seat. Chukwuemeka, I need to meet with you. Briefly, please be the last person to leave the class. Chukwuemeka, I want to speak with you, if that's okay. Are you available to speak with me?
I'm available.
Good night, Your Excellency.
All right, I need to speak with you. Stephen,
Good
thank you
night,
so very
everyone.
much.
Good night, Your
I
Excellency.
want to thank
Good
all
night.
of you,
Good night.
Dr. Charles Olukoya, Adiola, thank you. Your Excellency, Dr. Ewers, you've been amazing as usual.